Hello and welcome to our discussion of Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. I'm your presenter for today, Smiley.
I'm the Bearded Wonder.
That's all I have.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's jump into this. You've read this, correct?
I have read that. It is a good book. Book is good. Dissemination of information is nice.
So what do we get in this book? What's the overall take from this book?
My overall take was, oh my god, yes, Blood War. But, it's talks about the lore, history, and backgrounds of various races throughout the game, various conflicts on a planar scale. It speaks of of what they call the balance, which is everything's arrayed in a very specific way to keep any one thing from overtaking everything else.
Right.
Mordenkainen's personal belief is that even if it's lawful good, if one alignment wins out over all other alignments, it would become a tyranny.
Right, so it looks like
Roughly
some
about
stuff about devils in here.
oh, the Blood War. Oh yes.
Okay, so the Blood War consists. I don't know much about Blood War.
Oh, well, it's what made the devils.
Okay, so this is like back in like creationism.
Yes,
like
it's
the
it's prehistory.
Okay,
Prehistory.
okay, gotcha.
Most of the Blood War is prehistory, but it talks about its conflicts of today.
Okay,
It gives you a bit of an insight as to what the Blood War is and talks about the figures in it and how they act with one another.
Okay, gotcha. And it's got some history on the Ills. I guess the Ills has something to do with the Blood War.
No, that's chapter 2, buddy.
Oh, I see. It's chapter
Each
2.
chapter's a different thing. That's literally
So
the
is that
conflicts of
like-
the elves.
That like Loth.
Loth, Corellin,
Okay.
and the Raven Queen are the main figures of it.
Okay, yeah, I see it. The split between Corellin and Loth. Okay, so this kind of
Yes.
gives you some why they're the Drow and the Surface Elves, I guess.
More or less. It
Okay.
also reintroduces the Shatterkai, which actually got reinvented several times throughout the
Now,
Indies
that has to do
history.
with the Raven Queen.
It does
correct?
now, yes.
It does now. Okay.
I think, for some reason, I think that's what the Netherese were calling themselves as well.
Well, this is pretty cool. It gives you some elf deities
Yeah.
there. You get your
There's
little table.
deities for every race.
Okay.
Like, it gives you full tables of it. They're not calling the Raven Queen a god in this, but they do call her out as a deific figure.
So she's like a demigod
In
she is?
4th edition, she was introduced as a god.
as a god. Okay.
She was essentially what functions as Kelemvor does in Faerun.
See, I didn't play much 4th edition.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't play any 4th edition. I played Pathfinder.
If
So-
anything good came out of 4th edition, it's the Raven Queen.
Well, I know she's real popular.
Yeah. Like, well, that's also partially because of Critical Role. Liam O'Brien's character in the first
Right.
campaign was a paladin of the Raven Queen.
Okay, so this gives you some sub races for elves too.
It explains
Eladrin.
it explains the Eladrin and the Shatterkai.
Oh, the Eladrin. That's how you say it, not Eladrin.
I always said Eladrin, but also
Oh,
like
okay.
the movie Aladdin. So
Oh, gotcha. So you probably say it either way, I guess.
the pronunciations of things that do not have a spoken form, I doesn't bother me much.
Right. So there's your shatter.
Say it how you like to say it.
You got your seals.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty cool.
I don't remember reading much about the sea elves and the winged elves in there. I know that
Well, it kind of glosses over them. It looks like.
yeah, it
Looks
does like a quick
they're-
gloss over all of them.
Yeah.
But the biggest takeaway is Corellin, Loth, and the Raven Queen.
Okay.
Which the Raven Queen has an amazing backstory to her now.
Okay, then you get
And it's all theory kind.
into your dwarfs and
Dwarves and Duergar. I love the mythos behind what's it, Ludegar, whatever his name is. The Duergar deity.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so it has your, of course, it has your deities for your dwarfs.
Yeah.
So I guess each race kind of gets a chapter here. Is that what it is?
Dwarves are with the Duergar. Gnomes and halflings are together because I'm assuming they will be, well, that's a really short chapter.
Gith and their endless war.
Oh,
so
yes.
Gith, huh?
It's about the Mind Flayers as well.
Yeah. Okay.
That's like the Gith were originally slaves of the Mind Flayers, and there's like a threefold war between the Githyanki, the Yetzerai, and the Mind Flayers, because neither one of them is an ally to the other. None of the sides can win.
So you can play Gith. I guess it gives you the Gith.
Yes.
Okay. Now, was this race a playable race in any other book?
In the old edition, I believe it was.
I mean, for 5th edition.
No.
So this is your first statted
The
out.
gift are
for
new.
Gift. Okay.
That version of the Eladrin is new.
Okay.
I really like what they did with the Eladrin, where you can choose what season you embody, and they're more of a Fae or celestial creature than other elves.
So it looks like there's not a whole lot of crazy stuff in the.
It's mostly lore.
In the halflings, so it's not like big history stuff like you'd had with the elves and the dwarves.
They don't have it.
They don't have it. Okay.
Just in general, halflings and even gnomes, they don't have a lot of like really crazy history about them.
I guess they just kind of stay out of the way.
Well, halflings are lucky.
Yeah.
Like it's not like I just like that. I'm just a lucky person. No, I mean they are divinely lucky.
So like
They're God. Yeah, they have They are the domino of D&D.
They're just lucky. Like it's not really a superpower.
Yeah.
It's just lucky.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's a blessing of their gods.
Okay, so once you get past the gnomes and your halflings or hobbits, whatever
You get to the meat of the book.
You get to your bestiary,
which is literally, I think it's just over half the book.
And this says it's got a lot of stuff from the Fiend Folio.
It does.
Okay. So this is basically like your Fiend Folio for 5th edition, maybe? Unless you think they'll make another one.
It's the first real, like it with Volo's Guide are the first like monster expansions to the monster manual.
Yeah.
If they keep making those expansions like this, where it's half lore, half stat blocks, I'd be happy.
Yeah, because really you don't get into your creatures until, what is it, page 115.
Yeah, I think you have about 130 pages of creatures or so. I think there's like 200 stat blocks.
Yeah, so you get 114 pages
of just lore.
I mean, that's a good chunk of this book. Just
it's
the
a good
lore
read
and stuff. So that may be something I have to pick up now, because I didn't know if I wanted this book or not, because I don't DM enough to really buy too many books like for monster sets. But
if you want to just read it, it's an amazing read.
Right.
It has all this information. It tries to inspire you to make your characters in various ways and gives you different inspirations for those characters.
So this is a book that's for DMs and players.
Yeah.
So it's not just
there's enough player options in there, and I suggest any player that's going to play in a world to know how your character is in that world, like where it fits in.
Yeah, and it helps know the history, because maybe you hear something, maybe your race, it's a big deal to your race, so you'd probably know about it.
Some people gave like the Circus Adventures Guide. I love the book because it was just a book of lore.
My only complaint with it was that it was overpriced for the size.
I can agree with that.
I think it was overpriced for the size, but I do agree it has interesting lore in it. I don't own it, but I read through it.
I'll loan it to you if you want to reread it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I have it. I have all the books. I have an issue.
So
it does have a lot of reprints of monsters as well. A good number of reprints, but it's things that I feel like it's good to
beautiful artwork in here.
Oh yes.
So I just want to show you guys this. That is beautiful right there.
They do a few pages like that, and every time it just takes you away. I think you can kind of see them through the binding, but yeah.
Yeah.
Now you cannot go past that page.
Can't go past this page?
You cannot go past that page.
No, go past this page.
No, you're playing my auto disc game. You have to go flip through like a chunk.
Oh. Okay.
No, that's not far enough. There you
go. Okay.
That's excellent.
So I think we talked about later we'll do a breakdown.
See, that's one thing I'm so happy is back though.
These guys?
The Abishai. The Abishai are the devil spawned from Tiamat.
They look cool. And I noticed that they had to, okay, I see where they're from Tiamat, because you got black, blue, you got the...
Yeah, they are her servants, and they're made from her cultists.
So they're kind of like dragons.
But the problem is, though, nobody knows that they serve Tiamat or Osmodeus.
They have freaky hands, too, man.
Oh, yeah. They're beautiful. I love them. You can see the inspiration between dragon and devil in them.
Now, there was something else in here that you were really excited about. You were talking about...
Oh, the Nightwalker.
The Nightwalker.
Oh, all right. Favorite, like, 3rd edition creature. I'm not sure when it was actually made. That was the first time I encountered it in a game. Is the Nightwalker. It's literal undeath incarnate. It is like a 20-foot tall, shadowy colossus of just anti-life. It devours life. Beep, 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 beep.
That'd be my cell phone. Okay, so you said the Nightwalker. I'm trying to find it in here.
Allow me. A little bit more.
I will say that one thing I
They
can say
bring
about
back one of the inevitables, the Marut. I like the design of it. For those of you at home, for some reason, I really love that design as opposed to the giant stone-looking gladiator from 3.0, 3.5.
right,
There you go.
the Nightwalker.
I do like the third edition's design of the Nightwalker. The way it looks a bit more.
Okay, so this thing's pretty big. Let you guys take a look at this. And there's a human down there for size comparison.
Well, there was a human down there for size comparison.
So what's so great about the Nightwalker? Let's go ahead and indulge us here.
Oh,
Mr.
it's
Smiley.
always been a very epic fight. Whenever I have ever fought, when somebody died, but they don't just. I feel it changes the way 5th edition works because
Oh, it's a CR20.
it used to be a 16.
Okay.
Those and the Abishai both got big upgrades.
That's like one of the highest CRs they have in. What's the highest CR in 5th?
And 5th is 30.
Is it 30?
Yes,
Okay.
Tiamat and the Tarask.
Okay.
That book adds like 3 26s.
So there's no 30s in here.
No 30s in there.
Okay.
It is skimpy on the Devils, though. I will say that much. It is very skimpy on
So
the
how
Devils.
hard do you think, if anybody watching this video has watched our Ancient War Reborn, a party of 3 of us, how difficult would it be to take this guy down at
With us
17th
three?
level?
With
Yeah.
us 3 specifically, we could probably take it down.
Like, no
It'll be a
problem.
hard fight.
Hard fight?
But if we hit 0 hit points fighting that thing, there's no death saves.
So it just kills you.
You die. And you
can't
cannot be
revived.
resurrected.
Short of a wish spell.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
It
pretty gruesome.
crushes your soul. It's such a well of undeath that your soul is crushed.
So what is this thing? It's just, it's from the negative plane.
They are literal manifestations of anti-life.
Okay.
That's just what they're like. Elemental death. Various games, various editions gave them different reasons to being. I for one always at the vulgarity of it. They're just anti-death. They're just anti-life.
Okay, now this is pretty interesting. It says that in order for a trapped creature to escape, the released Nightwalker must be lured back to the negative plane by offerings of life for it to devour. If the Nightwalker is destroyed, the trapped creature has no hope of escape.
Yeah.
So I guess if you get swallowed by this thing, or what? Like, what does that mean by trap?
You're gonna see. I believe it's
Oh,
through the
here
life
you go.
thing.
Here you go. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Whatever drains your life.
Since the plane sucks the life and soul from some
Yeah.
audacious creatures and annihilates them at once, those few who survive the effort to do so by sheer luck or by harnessing some rare form of magic that protects them against the hostile atmosphere. They soon discover, however, they cannot leave as easily as they arrived. For each creature that enters the plane, a Nightwalker is released to take its place in order for a trapped creature to escape. Oh, okay, I got you. So they get trapped in the negative zone, or the
The
negative
Shadowfell.
plane. Yeah.
Well, now they're on the Shadowfell.
The Shadowfell, okay. Well, it says negative plane.
Well, the thing is, though, that they keep retconning, but mentioning again, over back and forth. The plane of shadow and the negative energy plane got merged.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I think that was during like the transition over to 4.0 or 4.8. That's how we have the Shadowfell now.
Okay, so
I
how would
only
you
know that from Drift books. I played one game before. You never played it again.
So how would you rate Mordenkainen?
It's possibly one of my favorite books. Possibly because I have a hard on for both Mordenkainen and the Nightwalker.
Is it better than
and the Blood War.
Is it better than Xanathar's?
From my standpoint. Because it has, the first half is all lore that depending on what your character is. Like, elves should know the elven lore.
Right.
All elves should know that.
Well, it's like history, though. Humans don't know
Yeah.
history.
Well, to them, though, it's different.
Yeah.
And they explain why it's different to elves. Elves aren't, they don't pass on when they die. They become reincarnated.
Oh, okay.
That's what their reverie is. They look back onto their past lives.
Okay, cool. Right on. Well, this seems like a cool book, so this definitely recommend, because I have not read this book yet.
I would recommend buying it twice.
Buy it twice?
Yes. Because it's twice. Because one, it's twice as nice. But two, because you never know when someone's be like, no, I don't have that book. But like, well, fucking happy birthday.
Somebody should do that.
Yeah, someone should do that. It's not gonna be me. Though. I'm a broke ass motherfucker.
All right, guys. Well, that's kind of a overview from the Villain's Demand on Mordekainen's Tome of Foes. Now, I think you said you wanted to do a video later about kind of breaking this book down.
I would like to break it down by chapter.
All right, so we'll try to get that posted sometime. We'll try to do that. Try to get to that. Hopefully, we can get that done within like a month or so.
Yeah, see, I was going to miss that because I don't want to make promises and then break them.
Well, we should be able to get done. It shouldn't be too hard.
No, it'll be easy.
But, all right, guys. I'm the Bearded Wonder.
I'm Smiley.
You guys take it easy.